Ladies and gentlemen, who are we kidding? Gentlemen, welcome back to the Coast Knows Ball segment of the week. We are going to be discussing what happened in week 2 and giving our thoughts and predictions for week 3. What a crazy week. I just want to say, starting it off, week 2 always brings chaos. It just feels like it blows us away every single year, but it has done it again. The amount of stuff that happened in week 2 is mind-boggling. Spencer Rattler put up the best numbers out of any quarterback on the week, while
Yeah.
also simultaneously only being able to do that because of the referees. So, shout out to the refs in that game. The Lions absolutely did belt to ass to Ben Johnson a week after Ben Johnson was supposed to be figuring it out for the Bears. And then we got the fucking Vikings crumbling under the pressure. Monday night primetime football, same old Vikings. Or was it Sunday?
It was Sunday night this week. They played Monday Night Football last week against the Bears. So that tells you, that Bears loss looks even worse now because J.J. McCarthy's only figured it out for 7 minutes of his entire career so far.
Hey, that's the offensive player of the week if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, 100%.
Don't you think it's kind of romantic or ironic, I should say? But romantic is a good word here because it is football, and sports are romantic. Jacob, 2 weeks ago, you were arguing for JJ McCarthy, MVP contender, and then shitting on Michael Penix.
Hey, look, in fairness, it was going to be put
turntables.
to the test almost immediately, and it was 100%. There is a decisive victor in that one.
Yeah.
We will get into that game. We'll get into all that and much more.
Let's not act like Penix played good either.
Okay, well, McCarthy
He was
completely
markedly
shit the bed.
better, though. He was
Markedly
markedly
better,
better.
yes.
But
Oh, yeah. But they were both pretty bad.
no, Penix was okay. McCarthy was bad.
Yeah.
But we'll get into all that and, of course, much more.
Yeah, I'm
throughout
not
this
buying on the
episode.
ankle sprain, bro. That ankle sprain, hell no.
I buy it. He got hit a lot.
Nah. That's an
I just
industry
wanna
plan
say-
of an injury.
I just want to say that game does contain my stud of the week. Shout out Billy Bowman Jr., the rookie out of Oklahoma University, showing out on Sunday night primetime football.
Honestly, you could argue for any of the 4 rookies that they drafted on defense for that one. All 4 of them got in the stat sheet that night. Jalen Walker with the sack, James Pierce Jr. with a sack, Billy Bowman and Xavier Watts with interceptions. So that was a really show out performance by that defense, which looks much improved. It's actually crazy to see an Atlanta defense that actually generated consistent pass
That
rush.
looks decent, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, well done for them. It seems like they hit well in the draft, which is great. Always great to see for an optimistic team. But yeah. I guess since
Beautiful.
we're already into the performances of week 2, I think we can just jump right in and we can rank the Vikings and the Falcons because we were just talking about them. But real quick, I do also have. Let me screen record this as well before we start. I have here side by side a comparison from last week's rankings to this week's rankings. And so the way I want to do this is the tiers are going to be the same exact thing. What did we have? Superheroes, supervillains, and Super Bowls.
Super Bowls.
Not subpar bowls. Super Bowls.
Don't forget bougie.
We had awesome. We had bougie. We had casually existing.
I love that one.
And then we had dog pound. And then we had Niners special teams. 49ers special teams. Special teams.
We should change that one to just Moody Special.
Maybe.
Just change this to Mike McDaniel. Just
We
put it
could,
Mike McDaniel.
I want to keep it in theme with the F. So if you guys can think of something with an F that is still bad.
Fucking Miami Dolphins.
Fucking horrible.
Fried Zach Wilson.
Yeah, fucking
Just
horrible.
Fucking horrible. Perfect.
Jacob, are we gonna
I
be
put the
hugging?
Dolphins
Are we gonna be hugging each other and fucking horrible, Jacob? What are we doing there?
I'm not in fucking horrible. My team's
Yeah,
pretty
you're
good.
fucking
You guys
horrible.
took
Nah,
loss.
you're fucking horrible.
Well, real quick, let's just get it out of the way now. Let's talk about the two teams we were just. Let's rank the two teams we were just talking about. The Vikings, I think, dog pound or fucking horrible.
Fucking horrible.
I want to us, we only measured based on week 1 last week, but I think now, because the reason I said that, the reason I wanted to do just based on 1 week is because I don't want us to predispose our expectations of each team onto the ranking. Should be purely based on how they're performing this season. So I think just like that, we only rank based on how they've looked the past 2 weeks. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? So still removing expectations, removing what removing the pedigree of anything, because if
just
the
adding
Eagles,
a little bit more context.
Right. If the Eagles, if we just rank them as if they won the Super Bowl again, they'd be number 1. But that's a boring ranking, and it's not how they've looked this year, right? So of course they're not going to be number 1 anymore. So that's how I want to do it. And in that case, I could hear the argument between dog pound and fucking horrible for the Vikings. The defense it hasn't been terrible, but it hasn't been very good either. They did a good job at preventing the Falcons' offense from scoring touchdowns, but they still didn't prevent points. You know what I mean? But yeah, I could hear either argument because the offense was totally inept. I think the play calling's been kind of rough as well.
My issue with the Vikings going into the year was something that I said. I think I said it on the record. Was that I think the teams would start figuring out Flores' defense. I think it's very one-dimensional, and I think it's showing. He's trying to run a little bit less cover zero, but it doesn't seem like they're really made for that. Mm-hmm. And it was, the whole thing with the Vikings defense was its aggressiveness, but they can't abuse aggressiveness because both teams are figuring it out. And if you're not that aggressive, you're just opening space, yada, yada. It's just the issue with the defense. And the thing with the offense, clearly it's a quarterback issue to me. I think Kevin O'Connell, has to run the ball more. He just has an issue with running the ball more. But it's I don't know if there's really a big difference between dog pound and fucking horrible for them. I think it's dog pound though, because there are teams who to me are clearly worse. That might have a little bit of a gap between them. So I think dog pound, but they really don't look encouraging.
Yeah, I think that's reasonable as well. The thing to keep in mind, too, is that they do have a win. Even though they haven't been a very impressive team, they did manage to clutch up for a quarter of football this season to make a win. Now, I can hear both sides of that, too. They've only played well for one quarter. That's fucking horrible. But they do have a win. So I'll leave it up to you guys. It sounds like we might be leaning more dog pound, though.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm okay with that placement.
All right. And then Falcons, I think, where did they place last week? They were in the middle of C, so casually existing. I think they've moved up to bougie now. Yeah,
they should be bougie.
Agree.
They should be bougie.
The thing that I've noticed with the Falcons, number one, obviously the defensive improvement. They've played some pretty good football for 2 games now on the defensive side, and one of them in Minneapolis, which is a tough place to play. But the other thing that I think is a little bit concerning, but maybe a little optimistic at the same time, is that early in the game they're a lot more explosive than they are later. And so I think maybe the play calling just gets stale over time, or they don't adjust at half. Because again, this week we had it in week 1, which was the Bijan. He scored like very quickly in that game. This game he had another explosive play. Obviously, they didn't score a touchdown on that play. Bijan doesn't score on that. They just kick a field goal, right? But they have an explosive, really strong start where they're able to put points on the board. But then it just kind of teeters off. So I don't know if it's the play calling issue. I was critical of the play calling throughout this game on both sides of the ball, especially on third down, or if it's just it's a Penix thing, it's a growing pains thing where he just needs to deliver the ball to his playmakers quicker. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'd like to see them improve that, and they have room to do it as well. They're capable of it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I guess.
And yeah, the most encouraging thing is the defense, right? Rookies are clearly adding. To that room.
Yeah, absolutely. I think from here we can fill out the bottom like we did last week. I think that's really easy to do, just really quick. So the Panthers, I think, belong in fucking horrible so far. Bryce Young just not making any really adjustments. He's, again, played 1 quarter of good football, I would say, which was just last week against the Cardinals in the 4th quarter. But outside of that, it's not looking too pretty. McMillan looks fantastic so far. He's making some highlight reel catches that aren't even completed catches, which is pretty cow. But yeah, outside of
looks
that,
good.
not too much to like about the Panthers so far. So fucking
No,
horrible
not
makes
at all.
sense.
Yeah.
I would be willing to put the Bears down there too after that stinker.
Mhm.
I would say better than the Panthers, but not by much really.
Not by
Um,
much. Not by
I'd
much.
say get the Jets down there too.
I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that. They're
Yeah, I didn't think the
uh,
matchup was that horrible against the Bills, and they just played fucking horrible.
they played horrible. Justin Fields came down to earth where everyone expected him to be after a really surprising week one. Unfortunate that he's concussed and he's not going to be playing this week.
Yep.
It's going to be Tyrod Taylor. But who knows? Maybe Tyrod Taylor gives him a better chance to win this week than Justin Fields. But you know what I mean? We have no clue. But
Mhm.
yeah, it's a rough team. It's a bad offense, really.
It's
That
very
isn't
bad.
probably isn't leaning on the run game as much as they should. You know, they went against the Steelers week one, which had a horrible run defense. If you ran the ball more, you might have a shot of winning that game. I don't know.
Yeah, but same thing with Buffalo. You know, I thought that Fields and Bruce
Right.
Hall, obviously, is not the same thing as Lamar and Derrick Henry, but that's where the matchup should have
Yeah.
been. You know, abusing read options and just pounding the ball with Brees Hall, and they just didn't do that.
Right.
Obviously, the defense did not get a hold of the Bills whatsoever, and
I know. Even
just
when Allen
didn't
was
tickle.
out, Trubisky scored a touchdown. I mean, you know,
Yeah, they
when's the
didn't
last time
tickle.
we heard a
They-
Trubisky good performance?
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, they did not. They did not tickle.
yeah. And Justin Fields, I think he only completed one pass in the first half. Like that's abysmal. That's
He
ridiculous.
completed like 3 passes the whole game. No,
Yeah, it's completely
Atrocious. Atrocious.
unacceptable on every front. So
Yeah.
I'm good with fucking horrible there. I want to put the Titans down there too. Just another dreadful performance. Cam Ward had a couple of really nice plays, like the one where he flushed out of the pocket, threw across his body, which I know coaches have a headache over that. But he's the thing that I don't like. The reason I don't care about that play or don't have a headache about it myself is that he's throwing the receiver open. So it's
Yep.
across his body and it's through a lot of defenders, but he's throwing to the back shoulder toward the pylon, which is where there are no defenders. He's giving his receiver the
Yep.
best shot at the ball, and I think that's why you can argue the decision's bad all you want, but the ball was beautiful. It was excellently
It was a beautiful.
Yeah,
executed.
and there was no defender that could have made a play
Exactly,
on it, so
exactly.
it was fine.
He put the ball exactly where he needed to do to make the play. And as a Brock Purdy defender, of course, I've seen Brock Purdy do that a few times, where again, coach is gonna have a headache on that one, but it was a perfectly placed ball to where only the receiver can make a play on it. But that's the only optimism out of this team. I think everything else about it is really stinky.
I have kind of said exactly right there. He was also the reason why I picked the Rams. He has looked good to the eye test, in my opinion. I think he's going to be a good quarterback. But other than that, it's very rough in that team.
Yeah,
Very, very
I would
rough.
say the two bright spots
I will
are
say
him
it.
and Io Manor. Io Manor's looked really good too.
Yeah.
I will say I think we can put 3 teams in the top slot pretty easily. I feel like it's pretty obvious that the Bills,
Coaching
Ravens,
years.
and Packers are
Yep,
the top 3 teams.
I'm with you there, 100% on those three. Where are the
I
Packers?
think Packers are the best team.
I think Packers number one. Bills are my number
Bills
one.
number 2.
Bills are my number one, but Packers are my number two. So I'm fine with this. But yeah, those are clear cut the top three. I'm in total agreement. They all dominated their performance this week. The only hang up with the Packers for me again is Jordan Love is just missing throws that he should not be missing at this point. You know what I mean? And they're too consistent to be consistently missing all these throws. It's the same exact throw every time, and that really bothers me. But the rest of his team seems really solid, you know, and the defense looks great. Michael Parsons obviously is making a big impact just on this pass rush in general. It seems like everyone else is just playing better, and I think that's part of the reason that Parsons is so valuable anyway. It's just it seems to make everyone else gel better along the defensive line, and I think that's a rare.
His gravity is just massive.
I think so, yeah. And
There's
there,
a reason why I say it over and over that I think he's the best defensive player in football. He just seems to drag more people onto him, and if you don't, he's just going to do something. And even if you do, he's going to show up. Just an absurd fit as well, I think.
yeah, and I do think that it's only been 2 games, so very small sample size, but I think he's given a lot more per play than he did in the last couple of years at Dallas. One of my criticisms of him is that I felt like on occasion he would only give 80% on a certain drive or whatever. And that resulted oftentimes in the opponent scoring points on that drive, right? But it seems like now, at least with the 2 games with the Packers, and maybe it's because he needs more energy right now so he can really get into his full potential because he didn't have a training camp and whatnot. But he seems to be giving 100% on every play, which is really nice.
Yeah.
One last team I think that deserves fucking horrible is the Cleveland Browns. I'm surprised we didn't give it to them already, but the offense is pretty inept. I don't know how much longer Joe Flacco is the starter. Dylan Gabriel comes in, and I know it's garbage time, but he does score a touchdown, which is cool. The defense looks good. You know, they hung in there for a long time until that fourth quarter when the Ravens really drove up the score. So I'm not too worried about the defense, all things considered. But yeah, that was a really rough game, and they don't look good at all outside of that.
Well, I don't see why they didn't just go with Dylan Gabriel in the first place. I mean, they have Dylan Gabriel, they have Dylan Sampson. This is an offense that can run a Jeff Levy style offense or a Josh Heupel style offense where you're run and gun, you're doing a lot of RPO, you're hitting your passes on time, you do 1-2 drop back, hit your guy on the route.
Yeah.
That's what would make this team really effective offensively. And we've seen that the defense can hang with the decent teams. Obviously, the Ravens are one of those teams where it's just kind of a pick a poison and they'll beat you by.
Yeah.
But they were able to hang in there against the Bengals and make the Bengals look really bad on offense. So we've seen what the defense can do. I don't see why they don't go out there and try and do something unique with the offense.
Right. I'm totally with you
Yeah,
there.
offense is just super stale. Like the defense is very decent, but the offense just doesn't scare anyone.
And this is another thing.
Which is why I think it's time for them to play. You know, one of the 2 QBs they drafted. You draft 2 QBs. I expect you to play 1. You know, if your team is this bad.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement, and I've been very vocally critical of Kevin Stefanski's scheme in Cleveland over the last couple years. It's like last season, it just made no sense to me. Some of the plays that were being drawn up. You have a flood concept on boundary side. Like, why are you hindering your opportunity to score anything? You have nothing.
There's no space, right?
You have yeah, exactly. You have nothing in the open field. You have everything boundary side, and then you run a flood on boundary side. Like, what is happening here? Am I in the twilight zone? Like, and I see that so often with Kevin Stefanski in his offenses over the last few years. I'm just like, I don't understand why he isn't on the hot seat, or at least on as nearly of a hot seat as he deserves. But we'll see. You know, season's a long season.
He gets by saying that he has bad QB play is probably my guess. Maybe that's what goes on in that
Perhaps. But then this might be like the final straw, right? Because you know, you drafted 2 rookie quarterbacks, neither of them are starting right now. The offense is inept. If you don't get one of these guys in there because you're not confident in them, or if they do play and they're still like, this offense is still exactly just as stale, just as bad as it was with Flacco, man, I don't know how he makes it after this season.
Yeah.
All right.
Holy L of the Browns.
Holy L indeed. I think that's it for fucking horrible, though. I think I'm happy with that.
We have too many teams in fucking horrible. Like, we genuinely need a tier for the Dolphins. Like, it's unbelievable.
I was going to say we need to cheer for the Chiefs.
I was going to say that both of your teams belong in dog pound because you guys both improved in week 2. Saints made it pretty competitive by the end there. And the Dolphins, you had it for a while.
I cannot agree with the Dolphins. The fact that they choked the game away just makes it even worse.
It's a choke, but it's markedly better than fucking horrible, I think. I think they're both dog pound. You could be at the bottom of dog pound, but
the thing is, you compare the roster of those 5 teams and you compare the roster of the Dolphins. The Dolphins have a better roster than all of those 5 teams.
Sure. And
they're playing
probably
worse than
they are playing unacceptable. But my point is that there was clearly like nothing going in week 1. And this week you see some adjustments made where some things are working. And I think that, again, I'm not suggesting that they're good. I'm not envious of the Dolphins' position at all. But if you showcase some kind of market improvement, I think that's worthy of at least being bottom of dog pound. And again, just like what you said, what you argued with having too many teams are fucking horrible, I think I'm happy with the 5 that we have down there. And I don't think the Dolphins belong with those 5 teams who were just not competitive really at all in week 2.
Okay. I guess if you compare the 2 games as a whole,
Yeah.
sure. Yeah, just fucking unacceptable.
No, it is
I would say that
unacceptable.
the Saints actually got worse. The Saints got worse week to week.
Do you think so? Let's hear it.
Well, last week we had a close game with the Niners. We also had like the benefit of every single play we were holding and we got away with it. We also were playing against a backup quarterback, and they also had their best offensive player and their 2 best offensive skill position players are both injured. Meanwhile, the Cardinals were at full strength. They had their starting quarterback, etc. And when we were against the Cardinals, we were a Juwan Johnson drop away from tying the game with 2 minutes left. So I would say that we played better in that game.
Okay. I think you pose fair arguments. McCaffrey was playing though, so they definitely had their best offensive player still. But
I don't know, man. 2023, Brandon Ayuk.
he went crazy. He definitely went crazy. But you know, anyway, I understand the argument, but okay. I think Chiefs belong in dog pound as well. I think Jaguars belong in dog pound. I think that Broncos belong in dog
Whoa.
pound.
Oh wait, never mind. I forgot they imploded against the Bengals. My bad. The Bengals are 2-0. Holy shit! I forgot about that.
No, the Jaguars would be higher, but they completely imploded, and I think that is just as disgraceful of a loss as you can really get. So that belongs in dog pound. I think the Giants also belong in dog pound, but at the top end, I really think. I think that is good. That order there, where we have the Giants, the Jaguars, the Chiefs, the Broncos, Vikings, Saints, and Dolphins.
I just want to say I think I might be right about my Chargers take.
Maybe yeah, it's certainly looking like it.
It's looking like it. Yeah.
And the most impressive thing has been the defense. An underrated unit from last season, and they're making such better plays already this season. A lot more clutch plays. Deion Henley looks like a superstar. I'm so happy about that. I wish he was a Niner because he's like Fred Warner light, But yeah, super impressive team. And honestly, I want to put them in awesome once again, since we're on that topic. They're kind of sniffing Super Bowl, superhero, and Super Bowl, but I think I do want to see more from the offense. I think the run game has been underwhelming at the very least. So, if they can really dominate a team and establish the run in the same game, I think then they would belong in the top tier. But awesome is still very high marks.
Aren't they missing one of their star tackles?
Yes, yeah. Rashawn Slater is out. Joe Alt moved to left tackle. He's usually their right tackle, but he's played really well adjusting to left naturally. But
yeah. I mean, it's Joe fucking Alt.
yeah, exactly. I also want to put the Lions up in awesome. That we had them down in the dog pound after week 1 because that was a brutal performance, but really they righted every wrong that they had from week 1, and they dominated this game against a division opponent. They really looked efficient on both sides of the ball. I think they totally deserve this huge ascension.
They did also get the benefit of an official fuck up at the end of the first half. Because
yeah, they did.
For those of you that are at home, they basically had a play. They snapped the ball, spiked it, and then they reviewed the play before the snap or before the spikes play, which you shouldn't be able to do because they ran a play afterwards. Mm-hmm. So it should have just went to halftime, but instead they get a touchdown.
Right. Yeah, totally accurate on that. And but regardless of positive officiating or biased officiating, I mean this game was never close really. And that again could be indicative of just the Bears are just that bad, losing to the bad Vikings and losing to the good Bears or the good Lions rather in dominating fashion. But I think it's also just an indication that the Lions still have a lot of dog in this fight, or a lot of fight in this dog, however you want to put it, despite the coordinator losses, right? So yeah, well done for the Lions. Any other team we want to put in awesome? Like you could consider the Buccaneers, I think, especially in spite of the injuries.
Probably the Colts.
Yeah, Colts too. I can hear that. Yeah, I think that might be it. Do we want to put the Bucs up there?
Yeah, I like the Bucks up there.
Okay.
Pretty
2-0
injured, though.
against two solid
They
teams.
are injured, but that's part of my argument is like they're injured, but they clutched up in 2 games in a row, both games on the road.
But
like,
is it sustainable? I don't know.
Yeah, dude, Baker Mayfield's your quarterback. Anything can happen.
look,
I don't know, man.
he's led essentially what were 2 game-winning drives to win games on the road against what should be tough opponents. The Falcons are tough.
Props him.
The Falcons
They were the underdog in both those games, I'm pretty sure.
Probably, yeah. The Falcons are clearly better than a lot of people thought heading into the season, especially on defense. The Texans, they don't look great on offense, but that defense is electric, man. That's a top 5 unit in the NFL for sure. They won both of those games, and they really clutched up. And I love how Baker, that interaction between C.J. Gardner-Johnson and Baker at the end of the game. That was great. I like the fuck you attitude there. I hate C.J. Gardner-Johnson, one of my least favorite players ever in sports. So,
Yeah, Baker's the GOAT. For those
I don't know.
who
I thought
didn't
that
see
shit was weird, to be honest.
weird.
He thought CJ tackled him or something. I don't know.
No,
The
problem is that C.J. Gardner-Johnson is always doing this, but he sucks, and that's really
sure,
nice when a player like that
sure,
gets
I
their
know.
comeuppance, you know.
Yeah,
But,
the interview afterwards of him just saying, "I don't take shit. Like we don't take shit from anybody. Like, what do you want me to say?"
Yeah.
But in regards to Tampa, I'm not discrediting them in any way. Like, playing through injuries, Baker's a dog. Defense is great.
Damn right he is.
Offense is well rounded. It just if they keep winning games like this, it kind of gives me Broncos vibes from when was it 2022, 2023? They kept winning games like this, and they just didn't go far because of it. Kind of gives me those vibes if it keeps going like this. Like, I don't trust Tampa as much as I trust LA right now, for instance, or probably even the Colts. Colts look more solid, in my opinion. So, I don't know. I have that problem with Tampa if they keep playing like this. But obviously, amazing because of that. But my outlook is not the most favorable, is what I'm saying.
I hear you. I'm always concerned with the record in 1-score games, and I've been very critical of that. If you're a better team than your opponent, you should be able to put them away occasionally. But I think what's really endearing about this is that they are depleted, right? Tristan Wirfs didn't play in this game. Luke Gedeke was out after the first drive. Kalijah Cansey, who unfortunately was one of Jacob's players to watch, now has a torn pec, I think. So he's going to be out for the year, which is really unfortunate. Because he's starting to break out, right? Especially after last season. But
And he would have tore that O-line up.
Yeah. But I think that this resilience of this team, and I really think that they got fucked over in the game against the Texans too. That was obvious block in the back on that punt return. How do we throw the flag for the block in the back? The return was like 60 yards or whatever. And then we pick up the flag after. That is a 70-yard swing. Like, that is such an important penalty. And the fact that you threw the flag initially, you look at the replay, it's obviously there, and then you take it away afterwards is just asinine to me. I also love how the defense, though, clutched up on that goal-to-go drive where they stopped them. It was first and goal from the 2, and the Texans didn't score. They forced a turnover there. So there were just a number of moments in this game that showed me, number one, the Buccaneers are built for tough moments like this. They're resilient. But number two, their coaching might be better. And that's kind of crazy to say when it's Todd Bowles versus DeMeco Ryans, but they might be better coached in general, right? Yeah, those are my takeaways from that. That's why I'm more optimistic on the Bucs than other teams that have been within this similar pedigree of 1-score games.
How fun would a Bucks Chargers Super Bowl be? That would just be so fun.
That would be a fun Super Bowl. Yeah, Bucks are my Super Bowl pick. Now, if they can't stay healthy, then I might change my tune there. But I'm still happy with it. I'm still happy. Bucks Bills, baby.
I would love to see Baker get a ring. If there's anyone who I could just wish get a ring, it might be Baker over Bobby, honestly. I just love Baker Mayfield so much.
Wow. I know you wore a Browns shirt because it had Baker Mayfield on it. So that might be it, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's fill out this middle here. I really think that the rest of these teams belong in B, bougie, or C, casually existing. So
I mean, the Texans are 0-2. So
they
do we want
are.
to put them in dog pound?
They could be
I
dog pound.
I think
The-
they're better than people think. I
The
don't
thing
know.
is, when you're just thinking about the offense, I want to put them in fucking horrible. But when you think about the defense, they're in awesome, right? So I think like right in the middle is casually existing, because one half of the football is coming to play each week, evidently, and then the other half just is not. I was a
I
little
need
bit
at least one more team in dog pound, and that's going to be the Steelers.
okay.
I think so.
I
think
could
so.
hear that. Yeah,
What they're supposed to be good at so far into the year, they're clearly not.
yeah.
They beat the Jets by very little week 1.
We saw how
I
good the
agree.
Jets are.
Yeah. That's a great point.
They made the
Dude, the
Jets look good.
Steelers
It's
made
unbelievable.
Justin Fields look good. Oh my god.
Yeah, and then bringing back to a topic we've talked about before, how much longer is Mike Tomlin gonna last?
Yeah.
This.
How many more jobs could Justin Fields get, dude? How many more times do we need to see Justin Fields play football before we realize that he is not a starting quarterback?
It might be after this. Tyrod Taylor can light it up in week 3, and we'll have Tyrod Taylor to start.
I don't think not in that New York team. I don't think so.
No, definitely
Unfortunately, I
not.
don't think it's gonna happen.
The team is just bad,
No,
unfortunately.
it's horrible.
Oh yeah.
And really, like, they're not too far away, but I think one, it's the coaching issues. Aaron Glenn's defense is just not very good, despite it's not much different from what we've seen the last couple of
Garrett
years.
Wilson sucks too.
But yeah, the quarterback play and the receivers. Garrett Wilson is a good receiver, not having a very good year, but that's it. Who else? Name one other receiver on this team, please. I beg one of you. Name another receiver.
Gibson. Something Gibson.
Oh, Xavier Gibson, the return specialist.
Yeah.
The receiver 4 return specialist. Yeah. You want to know what the other 2 receivers are? Josh Reynolds and Alan Lazard. Those are your receiver 2
I
and
knew
3.
Alan Lazard was still there.
Mason Taylor looks like a promising young tight end. They have a solid run game, but the quarterback, the receivers, and the defense, those are like
They
they're
just
not
need
good.
to line Brees Hall out wide. He can do it.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm good with Steelers and dog pound. They can redeem themselves against the Patriots this week, but yeah, it was a rough performance in week 2, and for that reason, I want to talk about the Seahawks and put them up in bougie. I think they've earned it. They played the Niners very close in week 1. They were super competitive in that one, and I think they cleaned up a lot of their play calling issues in week 2 as well.
Yeah.
Darnold had a couple of picks. One of them wasn't really his fault, but I think he was a lot better. I think Cooper Kupp showed up in this game, which is really nice. It wasn't just all JSN. The Torrey Horton touchdown early was pretty cool as well. Now the Zach Charbonnet K9 discourse has gotten really interesting again after their performances. He was much better.
Always been better.
It was getting interesting, but I probably agree with you. But yeah, and point being, in week 2,
looks more fluid. It just looks like the better athlete. Eye test. And this game brings me to my dud of the week. Caleb fucking Johnson, man. My goodness, man.
You know what? You're completely
man.
right, and let this be a PSA to the Steelers.
Oh my
Please
god.
cut Caleb Johnson, because the 49ers would love to sign him. I guarantee you the 49ers would love to sign him. I guarantee you 31 other NFL teams in the league would love to sign Caleb Johnson, so please cut him. Please. I would love it.
Yeah. PSA to those at home who think that Caleb Johnson sucks. If we were to tell you that someone created a clone of Derrick Henry, like a vanilla version of Derrick Henry, and put him on Iowa, and he was just going to go run crazy for 3 years and then go to the NFL, and what would you expect? Would it be A, he's going to be the leading carrier for his team because he's a bell cow guy who's going to get consistent carries and he won't fumble the ball, or B, he's a return specialist who gets 1 carry a game?
It's the same team that drafted Najee, man.
I know, and the problem is,
what are they gonna do with running backs? It's the same team.
It should have been a perfect fit. That's what's so frustrating, is that they're just not using him. They're not. Arthur Smith.
They have Arthur Smith.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, and let me say this on record: the Pittsburgh Steelers are the most poverty franchise among the ones people think are great franchises. I'm talking about modern NFL.
At the
Obviously
very
not
least for the last
historically.
15 years, yeah.
Not historically, okay? Like, let me clear
From
the air. Not
2010
historically.
Steelers are
beyond.
the biggest fluke of the 21st century.
Like, it's unbelievable. Like, it's literally wasted potential. Like, oh my God, Mike Tomlin, this revolutionary guy. Always these rosters that they have in place, they almost seem to have a decent line, a good defense. They just get. What is the problem with the Steelers in quarterback play since Big Ben retired? Like, why are they unable to get a decent quarterback? Like, I think it's absurd because there's so much investment that goes into finding a decent quarterback or drafting.
Have you seen the O lines
Scouting.
that they have put out?
There's worse. There's worse out there.
There is worse.
For sure, there's worse. For sure, there's
definitely
worse.
worse.
For sure, there's worse. And, I mean, Mike Tomlin, a guy who's so respected, he can't build an offense for once? Like, he depends on the 3Bs to do something on offense? Like, we're talking about a revolutionary, this generational offense. He needs those guys to do something? I don't know.
Vitor,
I haven't...
I would love to welcome you to the Fire Mike Tomlin hype train. Mike
I've
Tomlin is
been on
overrated
it.
as fuck. Yes, let's get on it. Let's go.
I get it. Like, you know, he's a leader of men. Always has
a leader
good
of
defense,
boys,
but
really.
yeah,
be honest.
yeah. That's a good way of putting it. But you cannot, in the NFL, you cannot settle for mediocrity.
Yep.
And being mediocre is being in purgatory in the NFL. And the Steelers have been that for so long, which, and I'm not defending the Steelers here, but it's also why, and you guys remember this, I brought up my suggestion of improving the draft, so that the first overall pick in the draft belongs to the first team outside the wild card, because I think that would push for bad teams to win, especially later in the season. Like, you and I, Jacob.
But it would also lead to the weird situations where you have someone intentionally miss playoffs for a number one pick.
Yeah. It would be
But
reverse.
then you don't have a shot at the Super Bowl.
It would
But then you
be-
don't have a shot at the Super
It would
Bowl.
be reverse playing spoiler. You know what I mean? Like, you're playing spoiler for yourself for the playoffs so you can have the number one
Yeah,
pick.
you're just fucking. It would result in just fucking over your fans.
And
That's
Vitor,
all.
I mean, okay.
I get what you're saying with the, you want teams to compete throughout the whole season, but really,
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think the NFL has a tanking problem though. I think that this problem exists in other leagues like the NBA, where load management is a thing and whatnot. But in the NFL,
Maybe
your
yes.
job is so insecure. Not every contract's guaranteed. As a matter of fact, most contracts aren't guaranteed, and especially multi-year deals. The first year or two are the ones that are guaranteed, not the whole deal. The thing with the NFL
Yeah.
is that you have such little time, and it's always a revolving door. There's look at how many kickers that are capable of kicking the ball properly in the NFL are just sitting on a couch waiting to be signed.
Yeah.
There's always a wealth of availability in the NFL for next man up. I don't think that problem ever exists here, because
So-
even if you're on a bad team, if you're a good player on a bad team, you need to show how good you are so that way you can get signed by a good team. You know what I mean?
No, I understand. The point of this suggestion is not to solve tanking. I agree with you. I don't think it's a tanking problem. I just think it's a problem of, just, I guess, rewarding the teams that play throughout the whole year. Like, if you, like the Steelers, for instance, you're trying to compete for the whole year, and you're in purgatory, because that's what it is in the NFL. To be mediocre is to be in purgatory. You're drafting in the middle of the pack. You're not often having access to those top tier talents. And the teams who are, aka bad and aka tanking, but that's not the usage that I'm using here, they're having that access, and they continue having so, and it doesn't go anywhere.
I also think, though, in the Steelers case as well, since we're talking about the Steelers with this, they are electing to be mediocre. They're not electing to be good or electing to be bad. They're electing to be mediocre, and that's what an Aaron Rodgers signing is. You think that you have a team that is able to compete relatively. Do we think that? Does anybody under the sun, except for the most ridiculous, stupid Steelers fan ever, think that a Steelers team, this Steelers team with Aaron Rodgers, is going to win a Super Bowl with this team? No. Everybody's like, they're going to compete, but they're going to fall short because they always do. So my thing is, you could just not sign Aaron Rodgers. You could roll with a young guy. You could roll with Mason Rudolph. He's been on your team for years now.
And he always plays well.
Like you could just not pay Aaron Rodgers and not be good. You know what I mean? And then you have a higher pick. I think part of this mentality of the Steelers is just this whole streak of 500 or better. I just don't like what. Why does it fucking matter? There's no results based on it. There's no playoff win in the last like decade based on this metric. Like why are we still rolling with this? And 90% of this I agree with you on. You know what I mean? It's just like I don't think that the Steelers should be rewarded either for electing to be mediocre.
Yeah, the Steelers is a separate case. I don't defend the team.
Yeah,
I don't defend
the Steelers are a good business model, not a good football team. They have a nice big brand. They win football games every single year, so they keep their fans in the seats, and they always have playoff interest, which makes the fans watch the games late into the season, and then they always fall short every single time. And by doing that, they're never going to be good enough to win a Super Bowl, which means they'll never have to go and spend money in free agency. So they can always keep their costs low, keep players fluctuating in and out, and then they make money. It's a good business model. It's not a good
sounds like a
team.
mafia to me. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah. We've spent a long time on the Steelers. Too much
Yeah,
time.
fuck the Steelers. I don't like this team whatsoever.
But let's rapid fire
Eagles
these.
Awesome.
I think. Oh, really? You think so? I think they're bougie at this point. I think top of bougie is way better for them.
They did God's work and beat the Chiefs.
They did, but and Vitor and I had a little disagreement on Twitter because of this, but they are so fucking boring. They're actually not very good right now. They're just beating. I think they're beating two teams that one team is bad right now, the Chiefs, and then the other team, the Cowboys, that are casually existing, is what I call them.
And the Cowboys could have won that game, by the way.
Speaking of casually existing, we need to get the Bengals in casually existing.
Yep. And I think the Cowboys are above them in casually existing. I think the Cardinals are up there too.
Niners are above all three of them in casually existing.
I think Raiders. Who else?
I think
Niners
Cardinals
are
are
the
bougie.
top of casually existing right now.
Here's the thing. So I would probably agree with you if we had them in casually existing last week, but we had them in bougie last week. Like, do we think that they've warranted moving down? I don't think so.
No, they should stay in bougie. And especially because Purdy seems like he might come back this week.
I have a take with this. I
don't bring him back this
week. Don't want him to be rushed back. If he is 100% and he's confident he's good, okay, great. That's awesome. We have our starting quarterback again. But the game on Sunday it reveals us something that we have finally, like for the first time in a long time, since the Jimmy G, Brock Purdy, right, era, that we have a backup quarterback that is capable of winning a football game for this team, that is good enough to win against a weaker opponent, of course, but they're capable of winning, capable of being competitive. So when you have that kind of confidence as a team, there's no point in rushing back your starter because you want him to be 100% down the stretch. You know what I mean? So if he is 100%, I'm all good with him starting against the Cardinals. But if he's not, there's no point in rushing him back because Mac Jones showed that he's capable of moving this offense and winning with this offense.
Yeah, but I still keep him bougie, even if Mac doesn't mean anything by that. Yeah, I still think they're bougie.
I think the Texans are casually existing. I would say toward the bottom with the Bengals, maybe below the Bengals.
Above the
Bengals,
Raiders, I think.
at the least, the Bengals are 2-0, right? The Texans are 0-2. I think that's reasonable.
Okay.
The Rams can be in bougie there, and I think the Patriots and Commanders are like right there in the middle.
Nah, Cardinals are better than the Patriots for sure.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like they're borderline, and I don't know if the Cardinals are better. They've kind of been underwhelming the first 2 weeks. They're really weak opponents, the Saints and the Panthers, and they just haven't felt on the same page at all. The defense has been decent.
They are the most playing not to lose team of all time.
That's what I think, and I think that they're easily the worst 2-0 team, with exception to the Jake Browning Bengals over the Joe Burrow Bengals. They're probably the worst 2-0 team in the NFL, and I think casually existing is okay. Where did I have them? We had them in the same tier last week.
But I don't know if the Patriots should be this high. I think this might be a little bit.
No, that's what I'm saying. They're borderline, so we can debate. I think it's between these two tiers, though. We can debate that.
Yeah,
and same thing with the Commanders.
Casually existing.
Okay, I think they're higher than the Cardinals.
That's okay.
I have them above the Cardinals as well. They're just a better team.
They showed me more in week 2. They adjusted better. The offense moved the ball a lot better. Drake May looked really good. The defense played well.
Ramondre is about to tear up the Steelers. Him and Henderson are gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
But they look good together.
If they decide to run the
especially
ball
Ramondre.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Ramondre is super underrated. I've thought so for a while. Commanders, I think it's kind of,
Washington,
I think it's very worrisome that their system seems a little bit too figured out.
I was
So
gonna say
far,
their offense barely
very
put up
stale.
points on the Giants last week, and
Yeah,
now we just saw what the
yeah,
Cowboys did.
yeah. It seems like Daniels is set up for another quarterback with a sophomore slump. Obviously, it's too early to say it, but it's kind of been a trend in the NFL, and that's why you and I, Anthony, we kind of say it over and over. It's too early to crown quarterbacks.
Yep.
When they're so young.
He is
Yeah,
banged up for
Daniels-
this game. I think it's going to be Mariota as the starter as well.
He is banged up. Yeah, he is banged up.
Not
I
that this
would
is
lean
forecasting,
them
but-
as I would lean them above the Cardinals in casually existing.
Yeah, I can
think
hear
so,
that. That's
but
reasonable.
the future outcome doesn't look too enticing for me.
No, I think this team is obviously trending down, and you can tell because we had them in awesome in week 1, and now they're in casually existing. Just a really underwhelming performance, and the
It
offense
seems like
might be getting figured out. I'm not convinced by this run game at all, and unfortunate that Austin Eckler's injured and out for the year. But I think there's some optimism with Krosky Merritt getting more touches, but also I don't know if he's ready for a full volume yet either. You know what I mean? That's where it's troubling, and but we'll see. The defense is a little bit better, but also a little bit slower too, so that's concerning.
It's a team that kind of reminds me maybe a little bit the 2023 Dolphins team that kind of borderline to do something good but can't really hang with the contenders.
Okay.
You know, it's kind of like that. Different the ways of playing, but the concept kind of there.
I like
think.
that Baruffi finds ways to connect every modern team to what it was in 2023. We got the 2023 Dolphins. We got the 2023 Broncos today. What's next?
Yeah. What is next?
Yeah, I mean, look, that I think that was a very distinct season for a lot of reasons that we don't have to get into here, but I understand it. But yeah, so this is our tier list. I'm feeling pretty good about this. What do you guys think?
I think so.
So
I feel pretty good about it.
my other question, before we do our studs and duds, because I totally forgot to mention mine and Jacob
Oh yeah,
too.
I did my dud.
But before we do that, what do we think? Like, give me one team that's going to like ascend on this board after next week, and one team that you think is going to decline on this board.
Okay, one team I think
So
is going to
obvious
decline
answer is the Chiefs are going to
Ascend?
ascend.
Okay.
But I don't want to say that. Fuck the Chiefs. So I'm going to go ahead and say that the Bears are the most likely team out of the bottom 2 tiers to ascend.
Okay.
And I would say the most likely team to descend is going to be the Colts.
Okay.
Okay. So I think Denver is bound to improve a little bit. I think Kansas is the obvious one here, so I'm not going to say Kansas as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with the Broncos, which might be a little bit too obvious as well.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with the Broncos. And descent, I think Tampa, for reasons I've talked about already. I'm not sure how sustainable playing like this is going to be.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with Tampa for that one.
I hear you. For me, I'm actually going to pick the Vikings for ascension. I think that Carson Wentz is more geared for success in this offense right now than McCarthy. So I'm curious to see what he can do against the Bengals defense, and then traveling to Ireland and then to the United Kingdom in back-to-back weeks.
Do you think if Carson Wentz looks, much better than JJ, do you think they're going to start rethinking that position in the future?
I don't know about
even if a little bit.
Definitely a little bit. I don't know if it's going to be significant enough to be like
not conclusive. Not conclusive.
If Wentz plays well, though, they're going to keep him in as starter because this is a roster that can contend now, and you can't just keep wasting time on McCarthy if Wentz is productive.
Wentz would have to be like Super Bowl MVP. They win the Super Bowl for them to not start McCarthy next year.
They're gonna start Tua next year. I already talked about this. No. You heard it here first. Okay. Tua is going to be a Viking. I'm pressing on this key until it happens.
Oh, that was great. I think for dissension, that's a little bit difficult for me because I can see like all of the teams in the top 3 tiers either staying put or going up. That's just me. Or going down one, like the Colts going down to Bougie or whatever. But that's not like a big dissension to me. I think the real one here could be the we'll do the Washington Commanders. If they don't figure it out, and now that they've got a backup quarterback that's going to be playing, it's Mariota. He's not a bad backup by any means, and he's had success with the Cliff offense last season. But they can start to slide here, and in a division that features the Eagles, and in a division that features the Cowboys, which don't look like slouches this season, and maybe even the Giants, with how Russell Wilson played despite their 0-2 start, they could find themselves in a hole very quickly. So I'll give it to the Commanders.
I agree. My dud, I said, is already Caleb Johnson. Just big fucking atrocious rookie mistake. It was hilarious. And my stud is gonna be Aubrey. Just clearly the best kicker in the league right now. It's unbelievable. The guy, and he kicks so smoothly, right? He doesn't kick like a regular kicker. He kind of has a soccer move.
He is a soccer
player. I was
player.
just about to say it's a soccer move, right? He kicks like a soccer
100%.
player. Yeah, okay. We said it together. Okay, cool. Yeah, absolutely a soccer player.
Nice. All right,
my dad said the same thing. Matter of fact, when I showed him, my dad's huge on soccer, right? I showed him
surprise.
He's gonna say it. He was like, yeah, this guy's a soccer player. Like, yeah, okay.
No surprise at all, because he literally was.
My dud of the week, and I'm going to say this with authority, is Travis Kelce.
Ooh.
Brother, your time has come. It is time for you to retire.
He looks so
Set sails into the retirement seas. You got your money. We get it. You're never going to have to work another day in your life. Enjoy it. But you are not a good football player anymore, buddy.
Yep. And you know what? Hot take. The Kelce brothers are... I really dislike the Kelce brothers now. They are both fucking annoying, man. I can't stand seeing Jason Kelce in so many ads, especially after he assaulted that fan and just like measly apologized, and everyone's supposed to pretend that we're okay with former players assaulting fans and whatever after over heckling and stuff. That is fucking annoying. I hate that. And then Travis, oh my God, has he been? I think everyone agrees Travis has been unbearable over the last couple of years, and now just like
Travis has never been bearable.
Oh, the Rashee
I've
Rice
never enjoyed
shirt.
Travis.
But also, before we do that, because I do want to spend just a minute on that, but you bobbled, it was a dime pass. That's a touchdown. You bobbled it, tipped it up, and it's an interception, and you have the gall to be upset with your teammates about that? That's on you, brother. What are you doing? Like, it is spiraling for him. It's spiraling out of control.
But he wasn't always like this. I think the tension kind of made him...
No, like he wasn't. Status, but that's what I'm saying.
He's always been like this.
Over recent years,
always been a prick.
Not this bad.
Not like this.
Not unbearable.
Like this. No.
Ego, yes. Unbearable, no. That's happened over the last couple years.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Rashee Rice thing. You know what? It just makes the Chiefs so much more.
Who's
hateable.
Worse?
Go ahead.
Who's worse, the Kelce brothers or McAfee? For you, I love McAfee. I don't like the Kelce brothers, but I love McAfee.
McAfee's super forced.
Yeah, McAfee is. He said something the other day that really bothered me.
McAfee shit before McAfee was with ESPN, dude.
Yes, that was fine.
Sure.
Yeah, he was a little over the top for me, but it was fine, and some of the segments were entertaining.
Fine.
Now
it felt genuine.
Now it sucks. I think. What did he say the other day that really irked me? I don't remember. But for the most part, yeah, I don't care for the Pat McAfee show anymore.
No, me neither.
He's not like bad or anything, I don't think. And,
No. It's nothing.
It's just kind of grating.
No.
And that's what happens when ESPN, this talent aggregator, watches it dwindle away. But
ESPN takes away the personality.
It really feels like it, yeah.
I mean, it's a corporate at this point.
Yeah, it's so corporate. So stupid. But yeah, the free 4 shirts. I don't know how you get more unlikable than that. Like, what are you freeing him from? He agreed to the 6-game suspension. He knows that he's guilty about it. He has not shown any remorse about what he did. Like, this is a life, like nearly life ending situation here. Like, how is there like, how do we have no humility about this situation? And then now we're going to pretend like our teammate's a victim. I understand supporting your teammate, but how are you supporting the act? You know what I mean? Like that is crazy to me. And acting like the NFL is the bad guy here. The NFL's the good guy.
It's the same
They're
team
being lenient.
fan base was making fun of the Raiders for the Henry Ruggs situation.
Yeah. A lot of them were.
Yeah, I mean, it's clearly it's just supporting a teammate, but it's so disconnected. It's very odd.
And now keep in mind as well, Andy Reid's son nearly killed someone as well from drunk driving just a couple years ago. So this is not like something new for this organization. This is an organization that's defended this behavior before, and that's also just as troubling for me.
And they brought back they bring back Kareem Hunt. No, Kareem Hunt didn't get into a car accident. He kicked a woman.
Yeah, he's a girlfriend beater or whatever.
They're gonna trade for Tyreek. So
and then Tyreek, they're
gonna trade for Tyreek.
Patrick Mahomes' dad, his wife, just everyone sucks on this team. It's crazy. They're becoming the evil empire.
Hollywood Brown has multiple tickets where he's driven over 100 miles.
But you know what? And I'm not defending Rashid Rice here. We're talking about the thing with how they all hate each other. You have to have blood in your eyes. This is what the Chiefs have. Now, the reason why I say this is because the Dolphins have exactly the opposite of that. They have tears in their eyes. I have tears in my eyes. So maybe we're lacking a little hate. I don't know.
Maybe
we need to bring in Mahomes' dad.
I did see
you need to draft more Georgia Bulldogs.
Yeah. I did see you were super upset about Tua being like, Josh Allen can make every play that he wants, and I'm just sitting here like, I'm just an okay quarterback.
How would you feel about Purdy saying, Stafford makes throws I can't.
Oh, especially if it was like I would hate that so much.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I just thought it was amusing.
Wait, Tua said that?
Yes.
Tua said that about Josh Allen. Yeah. He's like he can make any play and I can't.
I'll read you the quote. It's not gonna take me too long to find it. I understand you. This happens before every single game and every week. Reporters.
Dude, it would be so funny if Josh Allen retweeted it and said "Holy Glaze."
I mean, every week, reporters ask players about the upcoming matchup, and then players like to talk big on the players, on the teams of the opposing team and whatnot. It's a thing. It happens.
Yeah.
But the way Tua said it, diminishing himself and speaking highly of the quarterback.
Yeah.
It gives zero confidence to your fans, to your coach, to your locker room.
It's pathetic. What you're describing before is respect. You're just respecting your opponent.
Yes.
This is glazing pathetic.
Is something. Diminishing.
Dude,
Jacob,
imagine if Josh Allen retweeted it and said, "This is why I'm comfortable with Haley Steinfeld and Sinners," and just left it at that, and just the aura from that. He's like, "I fucking know who I am."
Look at this shit, Jacob. Tua Tagovailoa and Josh Allen. He's top tier. Definitely different skill set for me. I can't do half of what he does when it comes to running the ball and with how he just chucks the ball down the field. Brother, shut up. What do you mean? You can say something along the lines of, "Oh, we have different skill sets. He has a stronger arm. Whatever." But I can't do half of the shit he does is insane to me.
And this just shows in today's day and age how much of a saint and good person Josh Allen is. Because Tua gave him the opportunity to do an absolute slam dunk on a division rival. He gave him the opportunity to be the man of the hour, the funniest guy, the guy that breaks sports media. Josh Allen could have done all that.
He could have, but then they can also be a generational, shit hits the fan, and then the imaginary scenario the Dolphins win. That would be...
Oh.
He loses all credibility as well. So Josh Allen's not going to risk that. He's smarter than that.
Yeah. He's a saint, not a sinner.
True.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Jacob wishes he was a saint.
But Jacob, did you give your stud?
Yeah, my stud was Billy Bowman.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, he said it.
Okay. My stud, real quick, is Russell Wilson. I didn't think he had that kind of performance in him, but that was magnificent stuff.
Career record, no?
I
yards?
don't think so, but it's the second time he's passed
Yeah, it was.
400. Oh, it was his
Holy
number one.
shit.
Okay, nice. Yeah, I mean, superb performance. I think the coaching will lost them that game. In all honesty, so well done.
Dable bought himself some time now.
Sipping from the fountain of youth there.
Wasn't playing
I
like that?
suppose, yeah, he did. And then
No, Russ bought Dable some time.
Yes.
Dable
No,
did
yeah.
everything he could to
no,
lose that
yeah,
game.
that's the correct way to spin it. Yeah, and then my co-duds of the week are the two Jaguars wide receivers, Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. BTJ, what the fuck are you doing, man? Catch the fucking ball. I understand Lawrence throws hospital balls on occasion, but you need to lay your body on the line if you want to win football games.
I don't give a shit.
Every
I
other
don't give a
NFL
shit.
team.
You play football.
Dude,
I
exactly.
don't give a shit.
Exactly
You
my
play
point.
football. I don't give a shit.
Trevor Lawrence's passer rating when targeting Brian Thomas Jr. is
It's
11
18
right now.
Yeah, 11. 18
Yeah.
isn't it 18 for Travis Hunter? It's
It
also
might
super
be.
low for Travis Hunter.
And
it's super low.
that's my co-dud here. Travis Hunter, you're not doing anything on either side of the ball. Like, get your shit together. Like, this is kind of
It's
embarrassing.
the Travis Etienne show in Jacksonville.
It really
right
is.
Now. Him and Bashal
It really
too.
is. It really is.
Yeah.
So the thing with BTJ, and there's people genuinely defending him, because he made a business decision. Brother, go play another sport. It's that simple. It is really that simple. You listen to Michael Irving talking about catching balls on slants and shit. You're like, BTJ's playing another sport.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
The expectation on a
unbelievable.
route like that is that you're going to get hit. You need to be comfortable with getting hit. It's the NFL. It's football. You're going to get hit. You need to, like, every other receiver, like, there are so many receivers just sitting there on a bench, sitting there on the practice squad that would lay their body on the line to make catches like this, and he's just standing there. Like,
that's
it's
all they
embarrassing.
want.
It's embarrassing.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
If you put Drake Stoops, 5'10" white boy out of Oklahoma, Drake Stoops,
Dude, he's catching the ball, man.
Practice squad signee for the Rams. He is not letting a goddamn defender behind him touch that ball.
Bro, he's getting himself
Never.
concussed for 10 yards, and he doesn't give a shit, bro.
Exactly.
Exactly.
That's the kind of mentality you need when you're on a football field.
That
Not
is
this
true.
fucking. I said right foot creep, all this fucking
But it's
dancing
true, right,
shit.
right.
God.
No, I think the social mediaification of sports, which we've talked about at length in the past before, though, is creating such a negative effect for not just the NFL but for every sport, really. It's getting soft.
Except for
go on
MLB.
Twitter.
Except for MLB. I'm all for aura farming in MLB.
No, I'm with you there.
Okay.
I'm for more aura farming in every sport. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the softness. Like, when the pro days and stuff were going on, and the Senior Bowl and everything for the NFL draft leading up to it, and like receivers like Tez Johnson. And I think Travis Hunter was part of that highlight reel too. And they're like, look at the shiftiness off the line of scrimmage. And they spend 5 seconds like doing this, stutter stepping in front of the cornerback, and then finally going. And then like the corner's on you the whole time. This is not route running. This is social media.
No.
Like it looks like shit. You know what I mean? A good receiver with good release is past you already. Like, this is not. It's not this. It's like
Yeah. You watch Tay Adams and you watch a college wide receiver doing that shit. It's like it's
well,
abysmal.
and what people think the receiver position is how fast you can put your feet down. That is not how it works. Whenever you play receiver, and I played receiver in high school, so I understand this to a little bit of an extent. Getting open is as easy as making sure that you have control over your hips. If you can show the defender that your hips are going to go one direction, and then you can turn and keep your speed going in the other direction at a quick rate, it doesn't matter how fast you can chop your feet, you're going to get by that defender. If I can fake that I'm going to go inside and you genuinely think I'm going to go inside and I cut back outside, it doesn't matter how fast I cut back inside. If you're already fooled, I'm a step ahead of you.
Yep.
That is what the receiver position is. It is way more about fluidity and understanding how you can move your body to where you can convince the defender you're going somewhere that you are not.
And
best-
on that note, it's also why corner is easily the hardest position in football after quarterback.
Yeah, it's super tough.
And it needs to be emphasized.
100%. Man coverage is one of the hardest things you can do in football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The point you made is exactly why the receivers that can manufacture separation at the top of their route are the best in the NFL. Consistently, the best. The best separators who at the top of their route can create space and create yak afterwards are always on top. The ones who don't separate well, they're never successful, at least for a long period.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we talked about social modification, you called it, or the football being a little bit more soft than it used to be, but I think basketball took an even bigger hit
Oh
than
yeah.
football did
Oh yeah.
in this regard, and it's not even close. Like basketball is it's so
The
soft, it's
NBA
unbelievable.
doesn't know what a travel is. It's
Yeah.
the most infuriating thing. You
Hmm.
cannot show your kids the professional sport and have them learn the game from it, because if they apply what they learn from the NBA in their games in high school, they will be called for travel
Hmm.
every single
Yeah,
time.
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah. The
and
league,
flopping.
the NBA is a joke. It really is. It's so unfortunate because basketball is relatively fun to watch. Basketball is really fun to play too.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
man, the NBA itself is unbearable.
The product it's been really bad.
It is,
Yeah, it
and it's
has been.
declined a
And
ton.
in the past, I don't know, maybe 3 years, I have gone into hockey, and I have no problem in admitting that the reason why I got into hockey is because the Panthers were making a lot of noise. It's a sport that I've brushed aside for a long time,
Mm.
and considering three other of my teams are pretty dog shit, and I think the Marlins have a good aspect in the future, or a good outlook in the future. But I was like, okay, there's a team in my region who's actually supposedly really good in the sport it's playing. I'll check it out. And I love hockey now. I'll watch every game. Um, I was shocked by the difference in physical effort between hockey and basketball.
Yeah.
It feels like it's aliens playing one sport and then
If
kids playing the other.
you if you show a 5-year-old what hockey players do and what basketball players do, and you said one of these guys makes
Yeah,
$40 million a
yeah,
year,
yeah,
and the other
yeah.
is going to make $10 million
I
in
didn't
their
even
entire
mention that.
career, which one do you think
They're gonna
is
talk
doing
about the
what?
hockey player. They're gonna talk about the hockey
Yeah,
player being the richest.
they're
Yeah.
gonna be like, wait, so this guy not only has to be super jacked and physically fit, he also has to be elegant on his feet while skating, while also being completely
Controlling a
technical
puck
with
with
a
a
stick,
stick. Yeah.
controlling a puck that moves extremely fast and is really hard to control, while also doing the
Taking
skating thing.
hits,
Can
right? Football
also be
players.
hit, can get
Playing
punched in the
82
face. That's
games.
part of the
Playing
game.
You
82
Play
might
82
games.
games
die
a
getting your
year.
throat slit by a skate.
Someone has had their stomach split open or slit open on the ice rink before.
Yeah.
This has all happened. Players have played through playoff games with broken legs on ice while skating,
I don't know how.
while taking hits, while still scoring goals. It is the most gruesome gladiator
Yeah,
shit of all time,
I
and
thought
it is so
football.
slept on.
I thought football was physical, and I started watching hockey like genuinely, genuinely like 82 games a year, and
And they
I
just do it casually. Dude, hockey players are the blue collar athletes of America. That is
so
what
so
they are.
this and another thing that pisses me off. Okay, we're on that note, right? Hockey players play 82 games a year. So then every time I see people talking about, oh, the NFL should add another bye week, or oh, if the NFL add another game to their schedule, they should add another bye week.
The
I
NHL also has the
it,
longest playoff setting, except for the NBA.
Isn't that a little absurd to you guys as well, or is it just me? Like the emphasis on adding another bye week in the NFL.
Well,
I
it's tough.
I'm for it. I'm for it if we do universal bye weeks.
I think universal
I
buys would help a lot because it just the scheduling is stupid. The reason that the bye week isn't universal is because it allows for an easier time making the
money.
schedule. And for money, yeah, you're not missing an entire week, right? Those are the two
Yeah.
reasons. Money is more important than the other one, but regardless, but the universal buy
Yeah, of
would help
course.
so much. And the two buys, like if you did a bye week, week 6 or 7, and then a bye week, week 13 or 14, you, I think, would get a better product in the weekends after those bye weeks. And then yes, you would add an 18th game, I think too. If you're going to add a bye week, you need to add another game.
Okay. I mean, I'm for that. What I'm saying is, people advocate for it as it's a need. I think it's a nice plus, not a need. And then I watch hockey players doing the shit they do.
No,
Like I don't know if it's a need.
I'm
That's
with
what
you.
that's where I'm coming from.
I'm
you know?
with you. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a need. So yeah.
I honestly just don't care for an 18th game every season. I don't think it's gonna make the NFL a better product.
Shit, I'm down for 20 games.
Well, it's going.
Okay.
You know that when the league expands again, especially if they expand overseas, the season's going to extend quite a bit, and the bye weeks are also going to be used strategically for travel purposes too. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I do think that if the league expands overseas
of planning.
and creates a European division and a South American division, for example, it will be a 20-game season at least, and yeah, maybe 2, maybe 3 bye weeks.
It's going to be a lot of planning, right?
Yeah.
A lot of planning. But anyways, I think we're ready to move on to week 3, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Dude, I swear to God, if in 50 years we're going to be like, well, the Saints had it easy in 2018. There was only 32 teams in the league back then. Oh my God, dude, we're going to be doing that.
Yeah, we are. Same shit that happened to the Celtics, Canadians, same shit. Obviously, not to the same extent.
Drew Brees is going to be Bill Russell. The people he competed against.
Okay, hold on. That's not the same thing, man. That's not the same thing.
All right.
I'm talking about the counting stats, not the rings, Broofy. Fuck off.
Oh, the stats. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
Okay. So same format as last week, I think. Just nice, tight, concise prediction on who you think is going to win and like a player to watch out for or something like that.
Okay.
So the first one, we'll go AFC, then AFC versus NFC, then NFC. We got Thursday Night Football, the Miami Dolphins hosting the Buffalo Bills hosting the Miami Dolphins.
I'll go first because it's my fucking team. I'm picking Miami every single week. I don't care if it's in Buffalo against Buffalo. I don't give a shit, bro. I'm that much of a psycho. I'm that much of an idiot. I'm therefore picking Miami. But obviously, it's not logical at all. I'm purely a fanatic fan. Now, I will say, for my player to watch for this game is Devon Achane. If Miami is going to win this game, Devon Achane is going to have 200 plus scrimmage yards. It's the only way I see it happening. It's going to be a lot of running football. He's a phenomenal receiving back. As whatever Devon Achane can do, leading this offense and keeping Josh Allen on the bench, that's how Miami's going to win. Obviously, I think the logical pick is my Buffalo snap pounding the fuck out of the Dolphins.
Yeah.
But yeah, Devon Achane, 250 plus yards. Yeah. Miami winning. So 30 to 29.
The line for this game is only 11.5, and I say only with full sincerity.
They're gonna
give me the Buffalo Bills to win via controlling the clock and being the better team. Player to look out for is going to be Ed Oliver.
Okay.
He's not playing.
Oh, is he not?
He's not playing? Fuck.
Him and Milano.
Jordan Phillips.
Him and Milano.
Well, Jordan Phillips is the guy to watch then.
Buffalo or Miami, so. Jordan Phillips? Which Jordan
Buffalo.
Phillips? Okay.
The one that played at Oklahoma.
Okay.
What do you think?
All right. Of course, I'm picking the Buffalo Bills as well. Player to watch is going to be James Cook. I think he gets 200 scrimmage yards.
Fuck you, man.
All right. Next up, we got the Colts at the Tennessee Titans. One of you guys take it away.
I think Colts. I think they're playing a style of football that I enjoy. Just trenches, very solid. Just taking whatever the other team is giving you, and I like that. And I think a team that's so well coached and so well established against a team that's hasn't found that foundation is just not a good matchup. Yeah, it's a division game, so weird things can happen, and it is in Tennessee. But I'm confident in picking the Colts here, and I'm looking at Daniel Jones see if he can keep this thing going. Yeah, it's against Tennessee again, but if he can keep it going. I think it makes things interesting.
Yep.
The Colts are going to get figured out. Fortunately enough, Brian Callahan is not smart enough to figure anything out.
Not the guy, right? He's not the guy.
He's not that guy, pal. Trust me, he's not that guy.
So the Colts are winning this game.
Yeah, I'm taking the Colts as well, of course. Look, Daniel Jones with the clean pocket the last couple weeks relatively has looked pretty nice. So that's certainly something to watch for. But really, Jonathan Taylor, I think, has been... if not the best, then top 3 best running backs through 2 weeks so far. So I'm looking for him to stay poised and have another dominating performance on the ground.
Fair enough.
Give me the Patriots.
Yep. Next up, the Patriots hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Jacob's got the Patriots. Let's hear the rest.
Yeah,
Wait,
I
right.
talked about it. I
sorry.
talked about it, and I talked about it during the ranking the teams. I don't like the Steelers team whatsoever. I think the Patriots are a little better. It's New England. A-Rod can all win in New England, supposedly. And yeah, I'm going New England here.
Well, I just traded Joe Burrow for Drake May, so Drake May, please
You're welcome.
fucking ball out.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I think this matchup benefits or favors the Patriots more as well. Pittsburgh run defense has been super suspect, so the Patriots can lean on that run a little bit more and give Drake May better looks through the passing game that way as well. So Travion Henderson, Ramondre Stevenson, players to watch. All right.
Yeah, so I want to go ahead and say I'm with very strong confidence picking the Jaguars to win this week. I understand that they had like one of the most embarrassing losses of all time last week. I think that 6 weeks down the road, we're going to be looking back on that like, how the hell did that happen? It's going to be kind of like last year when the Bills lost to the Ravens 33-3 or something like that. It was really bad. It's going to be one of those games where it's just like, okay, it was against a non-divisional opponent. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day as long as we win enough games. And that's going to be just left in the past.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was.
35-10, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love that fucking game.
Yeah, so it's the Texans at the Jaguars here. This one's actually a 50-50 game for me. I think it's really tough. And the reason it's really tough is because the Jaguars defense seems like, it should be a bend but don't break unit, but they kind of broke last week, right? Despite 3 interceptions gained from Jake Browning, they still lost that game, and it's not all on the defense, of course. But the problem is, I think that the Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars offense might have a really hard time against the secondary. It's a really tough game to pick. I could flip a coin and change my pick, but my feeling is still that the Jaguars eke this one out by like a point, and I think it's going to be low scoring.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm gonna go with Jacksonville, mainly because it's at home. It's super tight. I think this is just a prediction. Just a feeling maybe. I predict Jacksonville is gonna have an easier time moving the ball in the Texans defense and the Texans offense moving on the Jaguars defense. Mainly because the Texans offense looks horrid.
It does,
and that offensive line is gonna struggle. I think. C.J. Stroud not looking very inspiring either.
He's bad.
I think at some point, BTJ has to get some things going. I like him a little too much for him to be playing like this. Yeah, I think Jaguars start to figure it out on the offense a little bit.
I think we can expect more consistent play out of Trevor Lawrence too.
Look, if his receivers catch the ball, it'll be looking a little bit better, I think. So
if his receivers catch the ball, for one, that'll be massive help. But we've also seen that the Bengals are a very opportunistic defense. I mean, they basically won the game week 1 against the Browns. So it's not like we don't expect the Bengals. I mean, granted, their talent isn't there, but their coaching has clearly shown to have improved this Bengals defense. So I feel like we can come to expect this Bengals defense to be at least a little bit rowdy and to be playing with opportunistic intent moving forward.
Okay.
So I don't hold that performance of Trevor Lawrence too bad, is what I'm trying to get at.
Player to watch for me real quick is C.J. Stroud. I know it's the team that I picked to lose this game, but if he performs poorly, you're starting to ring some alarm bells in Houston, I think, because holy shit, this will be like almost a season and a half of poor play, I think. Yeah.
Speaking of players to watch, I forgot to mention for the Patriots, Ramondre, super underrated. Yeah, you're right. And for the Jags, I'm going to say BTJ. I just talked about him. I hope he starts getting things going a little bit.
Yeah. Okay.
For the Jags, going to be their entire O-line. I want to see how they can hold up against the Texans.
It's very scary. It's a very scary unit.
All right. Next up, the Broncos at the Chargers. I'll go first for this one. I do have the Chargers winning, moving up to 3-0. Still very unimpressed by Bo Nix to start, and Justin Herbert has been the exact opposite. Super impressive, super poised. Yeah. I'm looking for the Chargers to establish the run better in this game. Whether they will be able to is up to question, but really, I mean, every rookie running back seems to be struggling. to start the year for whatever reason. It could be different reasons for everyone, but I'd love to see Omarion Hampton and Najee Harris get something going on the ground in this game.
As long as Keenan Allen remains healthy, the Chargers will not have a game where they score less than 20 points. So I will continue to pick the Chargers until they give me a reason not to.
Then is Keenan Allen your shout out?
Yeah, Keenan Allen's my shout out for sure.
Weeks.
He's been playing amazing this season.
Yeah.
Quentin Johnston also put up big yards last week, but only three catches on 8 targets is pretty bad.
That's all he needs.
That's all you need to do.
It's not 5 drops, so I don't see why the targets is not much of an issue.
I guess that's fair.
As for me, I'm picking the Chargers as well. Kind of in the same thing as I talked about the Colts playing style of football that I like. It's a type of football that I enjoy watching. And Denver looks kind of lost to me, I think, in the field. Yeah. Chargers look very poised. They know exactly what they're doing, it feels like. So I'm going to go with LA here, especially at home. My player to watch and a player that I've enjoyed watching is Joe Alt. I'm a big advocate and a big fan of the trenches. In the event that Miami starts a new regime, I want this new regime to focus on the trenches like LA has been lately. Rashawn Slater, Joe. Obviously, Slater's not playing, but that's the type of drafting a team needs to do to assist your young quarterback. It's not just giving him a number 1 receiver or a good running back. You have to build a wall in front of the guy, and Herbert is having a lot more time, clearly. And Joe Alt, I think, has probably been the best rookie so far in the season. Him and Membu. I didn't watch Membu too closely week 2, so I'm not going to speak on Membu for week 2. But there were 2 of my favorite guys out of the draft last year, and Joe Alt has been phenomenal, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So real quick, Joe Alt is not a rookie this year. It's his second year, but I get what you're saying.
You're right, sorry.
And it is really just like that meme, that everyone shares. Joe Burrow, down on the ground,
Chase,
and the receiver open,
Chase,
waiting,
and
then Joe Alt protecting Herbert and throwing to anybody, right? And speaking of that meme, up next is the Bengals at the Vikings.
Yeah.
2 backup quarterbacks going at it, Jake Browning and Carson Wentz. I'm taking the Bengals here. Jake Browning, despite the 3 interceptions, he's a gunslinger. He's out trying to prove something that he is a capable starter.
Man.
And I think that the just offensive talent of the Bengals is a lot easier to trust right now, take stock in. And I'm still concerned really about the Vikings offensive line.
Yeah.
And of course, it's Carson Wentz.
We don't know
No, we don't. We don't know if Darrisaw is going to play.
We don't know if, we don't know if he's
but
playing.
even still, the center, the right tackle, they're all banged up. So that's a rough offensive line. Haven't liked their play calling either. I'm taking the Bengals. I want to watch Jake Browning. I want to see.
I'm with you there. I think Jake Browning is one of the best backups in the league. I think he's capable of being a low-end starter for sure. And I see a lot of people picking the Vikings because, backup on backup, they picked the better defense, quote unquote. I don't think this defense has been very inspiring for Minnesota. And, last week when Jake Browning took over, I saw, a capable offense that can win games. And this Bengals defense doesn't look horrid, I don't think. So, we're also talking about Carson Wentz. So, yeah, definitely going with Browning on this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna be lone dogging the Vikings here. It's just it would be my reality that I say McCarthy is gonna be a top 5 MVP candidate, and then he just plays like absolute shit for Carson Wentz to come in and ball out. So that's what I'm fully expecting.
Okay.
Carson Wentz is gonna go out there and put up 250 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick.
I mean, listen, that's what I want to happen. I talked about it. Tua is gonna be a Viking next year, and this only happens if Carson Wentz plays good. So just saying that out there.
Okay. That's our first split, by the way. The entire AFC slate, we all picked the same, at least for
Except
tonight.
for the Dolphins.
Oh, yeah. But I'm not counting that.
Nah, I picked the Dolphins.
Oh, you suck.
He believes it, too.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, the New York Jets at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hammering the Buccaneers here. If I didn't take them as my survivor pick last week, it would be my survivor pick this week probably. This should be a very straightforward win. I'm looking at Emeka Egbuka.
This is the best money line bet on the week. I don't know what it is, but it's not good enough odds.
It's one of the best. Another one might be popping up here in a second that's better.
True.
I don't know. I predict Tampa to fucking win again the last second, so I'm gonna say Baker. Obviously, I don't. Yeah, Tampa winning this one for sure.
Okay. Raiders at the Washington Commanders. Washington on a little bit of a long rest because of the Thursday night game. I've got the Commanders winning this one. I think they can return to form a little bit here. I am concerned about the upset. I think this is a decent upset pick game because the Raiders, it's against like a bend but don't break defense that's pretty slow. They might be able to outspeed them. I don't know how you want to say that, outrun them on the offensive side of the ball. I'm concerned about Washington's pass rush. I think Geno, when he's under pressure, kind of crumbles. If you can get him under pressure, it's a lot easier for you to win this game. I don't know if that's going to happen, though, this week. My player to watch is Geno Smith. I think he had a really rough game against the Chargers on Monday Night Football. So I'd like to see him return to form a little bit, not be so careless with the football. He's led the league in interceptions since 2022 or something like that. So that's not great. That's my player to watch, but I'm picking the Commanders. I don't think it's going to be crazy. Maybe a field goal.
If the Raiders had played better, yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because mine is on the next one.
Okay, cool. Well, if the Raiders had played better against the Chargers, I might have gone with the upset here, but they didn't really look inspiring to me at all. So I'm going with the Commanders, but my player to watch is going to be Janty because I think if you watch him play, he's had good moments. I think that O-line is just not doing him a lot of favors, I don't think. But maybe he starts increasing his production, against a Washington team that can really defend the run like that. So I think if what Raiders end up winning is going to be because of Janty.
The Packers are only -7.
What was your Washington pick?
Oh, Washington, obviously.
Okay, there we go.
Player to watch?
Yep.
Player to watch? Well, with Daniels out, it's got to be Mariota, right?
Okay.
Shit, I didn't even think about that.
I don't think it really.
God,
I'm not sure it matters.
I don't know, man.
I don't
know if it doesn't
Mariota
matter.
is a decent backup. He's a pretty good backup.
No, I have
and
nothing,
he's played well.
Mariota,
he's played well in this Cliff system last season. I think that this could be a big week for like McLaurin to really get going. Because he's been underwhelming the last 2 weeks. I'm cool with it.
And when your
it's almost
your
like
starting quarterback is out, all you want to do is scheme it up to your best player. So I think that's what Cliff is going to do
and
too.
It's
like
almost
I said,
like you missed all of camp.
I still think it's a popular upset pick, and that's why I say it's close. But I'm still taking the Commanders. I trust them more.
Okay.
All right, Jacob. Let's hear it. Packers at Browns.
What's
So
the line?
the line is 7.5, and I think the line should be closer to 20.5 because the Packers are going to fucking destroy the Browns.
It's my survivor pick. It's my survivor pick. Yeah, it's gonna be bad.
Yeah, this is going to be gruesome. This is Roofy's survivor pick. My survivor pick is going to be the Bucks. I'll take that as my survivor pick for the week.
Okay.
But yeah, this is Packers by. They're probably not going to run the ball very well. We saw the Browns were able to stop Derrick Henry pretty well. So just give me Jordan Love to throw all over the Browns defense.
Am I crazy for thinking that Miami has a better shot at beating Buffalo than Browns beating the Packers?
Yeah,
No, I actually agree with you.
With Miami, I at least see a path of victory. I don't see how the Browns win this game.
The path of victory, and I'll tell you, I think the Browns have a better shot. Not by much. I mean, these are two probably blowouts, but the reason they do is because of generated pass rush, forcing Love to make mistakes. And if Love makes mistakes, I think he's one of those bunch guys. If he starts making mistakes, it's going to get ugly. And so that's the only way that they can win, though.
You're talking about the turnover battle. I can see that, and fair. But it's got to be like a 3 to 4 differential for the Browns to win this.
And again, I'm not saying that this is going to be easy or it makes a lot of sense.
I know.
I'm just saying that's the only way that I can see the Browns winning.
Yeah. Okay, fair.
Okay. Player to watch for me, Matthew Golden. Just throw him in accurate football. Throw him in accurate football, please. Jordan, just throw him one good football.
He's looking good, man.
He's always open. Always open.
Yeah.
Chiefs at Giants. Go ahead. Sunday Night Football, by the way.
This is going to be the intro to a short. If we get the same rust that we got last week, the Kansas City Chiefs will not be able to stop this Giants offense. The Giants are going to go in there, and they are going to lose to the Chiefs.
Why am I
But
not surprised?
if we get a high
Why
quality
am I not
Russell
fucking
Wilson,
surprised?
if we get a high quality Russell Wilson, the Giants are going to win this game. The Chiefs are so uninspired.
If my
Actually,
grandma was my aunt, she'll be my aunt.
Yeah, yes. Huh? If his grandma was actually his aunt, she would be his aunt.
Yeah.
No, but listen. I think a lot of people would say, even so, the Giants would lose. But I'm actually with Jacob here. If Russ has a similar performance to last week, the Giants are winning this football game because the Chiefs just feel completely out of sorts. And I think Mahomes is really the only player on the team playing good football, at least on the offensive side.
I refuse.
We also
to
have
believe.
to factor in the Giants would have butt fucked the Cowboys if it wasn't for 25 penalties that they committed.
Yeah.
So I think we can expect a little bit of a more disciplined game, especially against the Chiefs because the Chiefs are going to have their penalties too. So I think that this defense could actually play pretty well because I mean they had the Cowboys on 4th and 3rd down tons of times. They were giving up defensive holdings and pass interference on all of them. So I could see this being a low-scoring game that the Giants eke out like a 20-16 victory. But I'm picking the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I definitely think that anyone who actually watches football thinks this is a close game, at least closer than maybe other people might think. I don't think anyone should be picking this in Survivor. It's a trap game, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
But I refuse to believe the Chiefs are going 0-3. Like
it would be crazy.
It would be crazy.
Super basic. I don't give a shit. I refuse to believe it. The Chiefs are winning it. And Mahomes carries them.
Me and my buddy who's a Ravens fan are already talking about how we think the Chiefs are probably going to miss playoffs.
I think it's too early to say.
I wouldn't go that far. I think if you start 0-3, and then like based on my projection, they would go 2-4 in the first 6. Then you're starting to have those conversations like,
yeah. Then you start.
This is getting rough. It's getting dicey, especially.
Well, even statistically, the amount of 0-2 teams that have made the playoffs is so few.
Well, sure, yeah, but I mean, it's still Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Like it's just tough. It's
is
tough.
It though? Is it though?
Look,
is it?
Here's the thing: Mahomes is the most impressive player on this Chiefs team right now. We have not been able to say that for the past couple years, and even he's not playing perfect ball, but he's been the best player on this team actually, which is
he's still playing good.
He is playing well, and he's the best player on the team right now. We weren't able to say that last year. He was not the best player on the team last year.
No, we
weren't. Or
weren't.
The year before that.
I will say though, as a Dolphins fan, it would be better for the Giants to win because then maybe Chiefs get a little desperate, maybe trade for Tyreek. But I talked about that whole scenario. I don't think even for 4 first-round picks, Chris Greer is trading Tyreek. So, yeah.
Yeah.
He wants nothing to do with trading Tyreek.
No, he's not gonna. Doesn't matter what's on his table.
I'm 2-0 in Chiefs games this year. They've gone 0-2 subsequently. So I'm taking the Chiefs. But again, we'll see. I might change it just to be fun.
I think it really depends on how they play this game as well. Like even if they win, we can't really be fooled depending on how they play.
No, right. You know? They need to win. They need to win. Like 4 quarters of good football.
Yes.
All right. Lions at Ravens on Monday Night Football. Is it? The last time. I think so. I'm just gonna say the last time they met, it was not prime time or anything like that. It was 2 years ago. The Lions lost 6-38. The Ravens destroyed them, and that was the Lions' year, right? They went 15-2 last year, but that was like, oh my God, the Lions are for real. They're legit. They're the best offense in the league. Blah blah blah. They lost 38-6 in that game. Lamar historically against the NFC has lost like twice. I think in his entire career. I think this has Baltimore Ravens win written all over it. It's not my Survivor pick, but I'm taking the Ravens.
I'm pretty sure the Saints are the only NFC team he hasn't beat. I can't recall.
It might be. I think he's lost twice. If it was the Saints both times, then yeah. But
I get the feeling where
Oh no, he's 1-1 against the Saints. So the Saints were the last NFC team that he beat.
Do you know about the other one? Can you look that up? I think there are two.
NFC.
You ever beat the Eagles?
Yeah, so last year they lost to the Eagles.
Okay. I think those
But
are
he's
the only
24
two.
and so he's 24-4 overall against
Oh,
the
okay.
NFC. He's lost to the Saints, Panthers, the Giants, and the
And the Eagles.
Eagles.
Okay.
Point is, historically great. Regardless.
I think it's a tie game though.
Right.
Like, in a way, I think Detroit could really put themselves back in the map if they win this.
Oh yeah.
Or Baltimore could, just assert its dominance.
My problem
again.
is just that this is not a good matchup for Detroit. And we saw them return to form in week 2. I think this can be like where I'm expecting them to lose this game, and it's like it'll be fine, whatever. Some people are going to be like, "Oh no, we suck again," So
I think if Goff has enough time in the pocket, he could probably dice the secondary up. I don't know.
Nate Wiggins is kind of a dog though.
Yeah.
when he's not committing a penalty.
Like,
Hey, did y'all see Joe Flacco do a running dive at Nate Wiggins though?
I don't think
didn't.
so. I didn't watch that game.
Oh my god. I have to find this clip. It is so fucking funny, dude. 40, like, however old Joe Flacco, dead sprint, like, trying his hardest to catch up to 4.240 Nate Wiggins. Oh my god,
Okay.
it is so good.
While you look for that, let's hear your guys' picks. I don't think we gave it.
I'm picking Baltimore, just because the matchup I still think favors the Ravens. But
yeah, I'm going Ravens as well.
the more and more I talk about this game, I'm talking myself into picking the Lions. So maybe I end up switching my pick by Monday, but I'm gonna stick with the Ravens here. Flair to watch. Kyle Hamilton, fucking dog.
Okay.
Anthony is sending it to you now.
Okay. Now moving on to the ML football. God damn it. Oh, why didn't it open in fucking... It didn't open in Chrome or Opera. Fuck. Okay, hold on. Let me... I won't screen record this. I'll just play it for you guys. You guys see it?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll overlay it after. In post. Oh. Oh. Joe.
You see,
Joe.
he really put it into fifth gear. He's...
Oh, Joe. Oh, no.
That was ugly, man. Holy shit.
Rough.
Dude, it's so funny because you get the light jog and then he comes off the screen and then you just see him.
Yeah, he looks like a 40-year-old man, I'll tell you that.
It looks so funny.
Okay.
Gotta respect the effort, though.
Final slate of games here, starting first with the Rams at the Eagles.
Give me the Eagles.
Yeah, give me the Eagles still.
Okay.
Don't gotta worry about it too much.
Clean sweep.
Yeah. I don't know. I think Carter could make a lot of noise. Pressure Stafford a little.
I think this could be an upset game here. The Eagles have not been very impressive in the first 2 weeks. Defensively, they've been solid. They missed Jalen Carter in week 1, so that was a little bit of part of the struggles. But last week they played really well defensively, I thought. I think I'm certainly not rooting for an upset here with the Rams. I hate the Rams. They can go fuck themselves. But I don't. I think it'll be a relatively low scoring, maybe a defensive game. But the Eagles have just enough firepower, I think, offensively to maintain a lead in this one. But we'll see. I think it'll be close.
Yep.
This game is my survivor pick of the week. The Falcons at the Panthers.
That confident? I mean, the Panthers are horrible.
I thought about waiting on the Falcons pick until the Falcons are at home in this matchup, but I think that based on what we've seen from the Falcons pass rush over the last 2 weeks, and Penix is taking
a
care of the
bad
football
matchup
at the
for
very
him.
least. It's a really bad matchup for the Panthers.
Yeah,
You know,
Bijan is probably gonna have 300 scrimmage yards
Bryce
this
Young
season.
under duress has been terrible this year. I mean, Bryce Young's just been terrible in general, but when he's under duress, it's even worse. I can see multiple turnovers once again for the Falcons defense, multiple sacks. Yeah, this has got, I think, potentially blowout written all over it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm looking at Bijan probably gonna go zongas this game.
Yeah, Falcons are going to go in there and they are going to take care of business. This one shouldn't be close.
Unless the Panthers that we saw late last season show up, which is possible at some point, I guess. But I'm
Yeah.
not
Dude,
picking it this week.
you know what's going to happen? There's going to be a play where Billy Bowman's going to be locked or lined up in the nickel. He's going to be blitzing and he's going to force Bryce Young into a strip sack. That's what's going to happen
Heard
this
it here,
week. Billy
folks.
Bowman turnover via being a dog. That's what Billy Bowman's going to do.
Okay, I respect it. Next up, this was my other potential survivor pick: the Saints at the Seahawks.
Fuck you, dude.
Obviously, taking the Seahawks here. The defense has been super impressive through 2 weeks, not only at preventing points but also creating a ton of turnovers. So I'm looking for that to happen again against the Saints. The Saints have been they've kept themselves in the game the past 2 weeks as well. So I don't expect this to be a crazy blowout or anything like that. As a matter of fact, the Seahawks might struggle to move the ball at times in this game, but I think they're winning by about 7 probably.
Yeah, I'm picking Seattle here,
Not
but
cool, man.
I'm picking Seattle here. But Jacob, I'm gonna pick a guy that I love to watch, and that's Demario Davis. Total dog. Yeah.
Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate
Yeah.
you.
If K9 is not running more than 20 yards on him, I'm telling you that right now.
Yeah. So, Saints fan here, picking the Seahawks. just putting it out there. Rattler keeps playing well. Hopefully he doesn't play himself into a fucking job because I'm gonna get really, really, really annoyed if we don't come away from the first round.
No,
next
don't
year
worry.
with the
Tua
quarterback.
is gonna be a Saint next year. Don't worry.
There are increasing odds that we do not have a first round quarterback next year, and the further that we get towards that direction, the further that I am going to drift away into insanity. So give me the Seahawks. Hopefully Rattler throws a couple picks here. He has a little bit of a back to earth game. That'd be appreciated. And yeah, let's give it to Seattle to take care of business here.
One of those going to Demario Davis.
Oh, also player to watch would be Devon Witherspoon.
That was my
or Devin Witherspoon.
that was my pick. Damn it.
Yeah, total dog.
I'm keeping it. I'm not changing it up again like I did last week. All right.
Valid.
Next up, San Francisco 49ers at home for the first time this year against the Arizona Cardinals. I'm taking the 49ers regardless of which quarterback plays. I think they've shown more this season, especially more as in a sense of they're not the same team as last year. I think based on how the first 2 games went this year for the 49ers, if you took those results or how they looked in the fourth quarter and you put last year's team on the field instead of this year's team, they lose both of those games 100% without a doubt in my mind. And the fact that they're winning those games right now is very nice to see. I think Robert Saleh has really coached this defense up. It's looked great. D. Winters had another standout game. It's looking like a fantastic linebacker too, opposite Fred Warner. So I think they make an extra play on defense in this one again, regardless of who's starting at quarterback. Whereas the Arizona Cardinals, which I mentioned earlier, a little bit not on the same page. They haven't been bad by any means. They've won 2 games, but yeah, those are my picks.
I agree with you. The Niners. I think Arizona is gonna kind of come down to earth, playing against a good team, especially in San Fran. And I'm gonna go with who I think is the second best defensive player in the league in Fred Warner. Shining out right now. Just
Yep.
I can't speak highly of Fred Warner enough. Like, I'm actually jealous that you have Fred Warner as in your team. Like, it's absurd. He's
crazy.
literally
Put the
one of
glaze.
one. He's
Yeah.
one of
Put the
one.
glaze. Come on.
Yeah, he can't do half the things I do.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Imagine Roquan Smith, it's the Super Bowl, the Ravens and the Niners, and then Roquan Smith goes to the press and goes, yeah, guys, I can't do half the shit Fred Warner does.
Well, hey, Tua Tagovailoa is not not quarterback too, so it's a little different. It would be like if fucking Josie Jewell came up to the to the podium and said that.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, Jacob, let's hear it.
Yeah, give me the Niners here. They're just the better team. I mean,
Yeah.
the Cardinals have had pretty decent success against the Niners with Kyler Murray around, just because he kind of causes problems. But I feel like he always just plays himself into trouble here, and I feel like he's going to do the same things that he always does. So Kyler is going to throw 2 picks. Niners probably win by 2 touchdowns.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty bold, I think.
Fred Warner pick 6.
I'd love to see it. I would love to see it. And last but maybe not least,
Hardest game to pick of the week.
it's going to be a tough one. The Cowboys at the Bears. I'm with Jacob. Not the hardest of the week, but I think it's a tough one. I could see the Bears bouncing back a bit, against I would say an easier defense to compete with, and I could see the Bears defense having a bit of a resurgent game again. It really, I think, I think it depends a lot on how you view these coaches. If you're really bought in on Ben Johnson, I could totally see why you pick the Bears here. I'm taking the Dallas Cowboys. I think they have just a little bit more offensively. Dak Prescott, I think, has played really well, really great football so far. And the run game has been really efficient. I'm looking at Javonte Williams here to continue that, fanning that flame.
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Javonte as well.
Yep, me too.
Really wanted Miami to draft him back in, what was it, 2020, 21?
21, I think.
21, anyway.
2021.
Yeah. And maybe this is the game if Caleb plays like shit. Maybe the organization starts thinking, like, is Caleb really as good as we expected him to be, kind of. Because if he plays bad,
I think they're already having those questions.
They probably are, and I think the main aspect of that is his attitude, and it's something that the three of us have said a lot in the past. I don't think it's a quarterback attitude. I don't think it's a leading attitude. A quarterback is meant to progress as the game goes on. He gets more reads on the defense. He drives his guys forward. Caleb is the exact opposite. He starts hot. He usually starts hot in games, and just doesn't tend to adapt. Doesn't tend to lead. Gets the game in his head. Not a fan of Caleb in that regard. Super athletic, super smooth the way he plays, but has those major red flags in my opinion. And this is a game where he's supposed to overcome that. It's not an insane Dallas defense, especially without Micah Parsons. But I think he's going to feel it, even then, a little bit. It's a well-coached Dallas team, it looks, so far. And I think Dallas takes that. I think, like you said, just more offensively.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Again, particularly in the run game, because DeAndre Swift looks terrible. He had 1 quarter of good football so far this season, and even last season with the Bears. I know it's a different scheme, and you'd expect Ben Johnson to unlock something out of DeAndre Swift this year, but man, Swift is not hitting holes. His vision is horrible. He's been really brutal to watch. Whereas, again, I think the Dallas Cowboys so far, we had coaching questions and concerns all offseason. They've been pretty well coached, especially in the run game.
Good, yeah. Schottenheimer has been good.
Yeah.
Very good.
All right.
And player to watch, I didn't say it, but it was, I was kind of leaning that way. It's Caleb, he's under some pressure here.
Yep. All right. I think that wraps it up here.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, those are our week 3 picks. We had our week 2 tier list at the top of it here. I hope you enjoyed. If you stuck around this far, it really means a lot to all of us. Please consider sharing if you thought our takes, if you thought Coast knows ball, really does know ball. Consider subscribing, sharing, commenting. Let us know your thoughts on the whole thing, because we appreciate a dialogue. But without further ado, we'll see you in the next week's video.
Dolphins are 1-2.